Welcome to this short demonstration of the latest version of B4B, a global bank payment solution from Professional Advantage. We're excited to showcase some major improvements to the user interface for our existing users, and for those of you who are new to B4B, we're excited to show you a functionally rich bank payment solution. Whether you're an existing user or a newcomer, we're confident that you'll find the latest evolution of B4B to be an intuitive and effective tool for your banking needs. In case you're not familiar with us, Professional Advantage was established in Sydney, Australia in 1989 and has since become a leading provider of mid-market financial management software and services. We work closely with Infor to develop applications that complement and enhance Sun systems, and we're proud to be an independent software vendor for Microsoft, having received multiple regional and global Microsoft awards. During this session, we'll be focusing on B4B, our solution for processing bank payments and remittances. While we offer a range of software solutions, we believe B4B will be particularly valuable for those looking to streamline their payables processing. All of our modules are available through our global network of partners, as well as directly through Professional Advantage. And for more information on our products and services, we encourage you to visit our website. Experience the power and the global reach of B4B, the premier payment management solution for Infor Sun systems. Our software provides an easy-to-use yet sophisticated payment management tool that caters for today's global banking requirements. B4B acts as the interface between your payables solution and your bank, streamlining and standardizing payment processing across your entire organization. And by doing so, B4B increases efficiency, mitigates risk, and improves control, giving you full visibility over your entire bank payment process. Our software facilitates the automation of a wide range of global payment types, minimizing exposure to loss in your bank payment processes. And with our vast library of bank-approved file formats, you can link to any bank, anywhere. Given our extensive knowledge and experience as a software development house, we understand that different organizations have different needs when it comes to software deployment, and that's why we offer a range of options when deploying B4B. You can choose to install on-premise, deploy through a private hosting service in a data center, or opt for a full cloud deployment. This flexibility allows you to choose the deployment model that best suits your organization's needs. And no matter which deployment model you choose, our team will work with you to ensure a smooth implementation process and provide ongoing support and maintenance to ensure that B4B continues to meet your organization's needs over time. Further to this, B4B has been designed to be a rapid deployment solution, allowing you to get up and running in no time. Our fully tested and approved bank formats eliminate the need to invest in building, testing, and maintaining complex bank interfaces. B4B offers plug-and-play functionality, ensuring that the software will interface with your bank seamlessly and with minimal testing. You can trust on B4B to deliver safe, secure, and reliable functionality that your payables team would expect from a bank interface solution. At Professional Advantage, we understand the importance of a streamlined payment workflow, which is why B4B offers you a simple, intuitive payment process flow that is consistent, regardless of the finance system you are using, the banks you are interfacing to, or the types of payments that need to be made. Our solution provides an easy-to-use standard process across your entire business, enabling you to process payments quickly and efficiently. And by simplifying the payment process, B4B will help reduce the risk of errors and helps to ensure that payments are made accurately, on time, and in a secure and controlled manner. Okay, so let's take a look at B4B in action. The payment process starts, in this case, with the payment run in Sun Systems. So here I'm using Sun Systems through my web browser, and we're going to run the payment run. So I'm going to select a payment profile, so a predefined selection criteria. It's going to look at the ledger and select transactions that are due for payment based on the criteria within this profile. And I'm going to use this one here, PK1 Bank GBP Payments. And most commonly we'd run this function first with post transaction set to no to produce an expected payment report, a payment proposal. And that payment proposal should be regarded as the first point of approval, albeit a soft approval here in some systems, but once we post this batch of transactions, it'll be that payment batch that's then surfaced into B4B for further processing. So I've already reviewed my payment proposal and everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and post these transactions. I'm going to post this payment run here within Sun Systems. Okay, so I'm just going to update my ledger reference, this being the transaction reference of the system generated payment journal. Okay. So let's go ahead and post my payment run. You saw there a payment journal number flashing up. So in Sun Systems, the payment run there is complete using that standard functionality. And here's the payment run report that Sun Systems has generated, showing us the transactions that have been settled as part of this payment run. So we can see here my payment journal number was posted, and if I go down to the last summary page, here I can see 10 suppliers have been paid, multiple invoices, a total of 140,000 in sterling. So now we can go directly to B4B. So here I'm going to launch B4B in a new window, and I'm going to log into B4B as a named user. And within B4B we have a highly configurable security matrix to enforce segregation of duties, so we can have different roles, people accessing different business units, different bank formats, different functions, and even different actions based on the operator group that they're assigned to. So here we are in B4B, logged in as my payables user, and this user has got access to some processing options and some maintenance functions based on the operator group that they're a member of. And the first thing here in B4B that we're going to do is to validate the batch of payments that we've just posted in Sun Systems. And we can see here that batch of payments is immediately available in B4B, ready for validation. And the validation function is effectively a matching process where we are matching the payments that have been posted in Sun Systems to a set of bank details that we have for all of the creditors maintained within the B4B application. So we validate the payment batch. The lower pane here we can see the details of the batch that we're processing. And there are a number of tabs. The first tab is the payment details tab, showing us the underlying individual invoice transactions that have been settled as part of this payment run. So we can see there was 36 transactions that have been paid. If I move into the payment summary tab, we can then see here what B4B is going to do with this batch of transactions based on the setup, based on the configuration of this business unit. And here my sterling GBP payments have been successfully matched to bank details for our suppliers within this UK LBM bank format, which is a UK Barclays.net standard domestic bank format. So our matching was successful. We found bank details for our suppliers within this banking format, and you can see here we are paying by supplier, we're paying by account, so consolidating multiple invoices into one total amount for this payment. This is configurable within the application. We can pay by invoice if required, but the default is to pay by account. This will then reduce the number of bank payments going through the banking system, thus reducing bank charges, and it will also allow inclusion of a credit note. If we want to view a report, we can view a summary. So if we preview that summary report, we can then see here the detail of the payment batch. So if we're keeping a paper trail, of course we have our payment run listing showing us exactly what we posted in Sun Systems. And then here we now have our payment detail report showing us what B4B is going to do with those transactions. And again, if I go to the final page, we can see here 10 suppliers will be paid, a total amount of £140,000 with 45. And if I come back to my Sun Systems report, obviously these values should all match. And from here we can export this report, save it, to keep our paper trail, the audit of this payment run. If I come back to our B4B application, if I was to have the payment details tab in focus and then preview the report, this is going to give me a transaction listing. So now multiple pages, 36 invoices with the same amount. Had there been any errors encountered during this validation process, and most commonly those errors, those exceptions, would be the bank details are missing for the beneficiary. We can't make a bank payment if we do not have the bank details. And there's an optional approval process within B4B around the maintenance of what is very sensitive data. So it may be that a bank detail has been found for the beneficiary, but the status is pending approval. So that would result in a rejection. Or there may be some currency mismatch. So any exceptions, any rejections would be listed and detailed here on this payment errors tab. And we could produce a report of those errors to then maybe pass on to another user to then go and address those errors, add in the missing bank details, get those bank details approved, or whatever else is required to correct those errors. An error is a hard stop, so if a payment has been rejected, it will not be processed further until that error has been corrected. We also have a payment warnings tab. The warnings is a lot softer. It's literally just that, a warning. It will allow you to continue with the payment though. So had we encountered errors, we should really be addressing those errors before proceeding with the next stage in the workflow. In this case, there are no errors encountered. Our totals all match. Our reports look good. So we simply save the batch into the bank format, ready for inclusion in our bank file. So saving for format processing, we'll take all of that data and move it into the bank module, ready for bank file creation. So here we can see those payments have been successfully saved into my UK LBM format, and my validate payments grid has been cleared. So we then simply move into the create bank file function. And here we can see the 10 payments for those suppliers ready for inclusion in our final output file. We've got some runtime parameters here. This is specific to the Barclays.net banking system. And we can see here, these have been set by default. We can configure these default settings. We can override these default settings at runtime. I just need to indicate the type of file that I'm going to create and then simply create the bank file. And one final report from B4B, here showing us the transactions, the payments that have been included in this file. So we can see the supplier that we paid, the invoice numbers, the actual bank account details that we're paying to, and the value in payment currency. And again, if we come down to the bottom of this report, we can see here 10 payments were included in the file. And again, our total amount matches what we posted originally within some systems. And the output of that file, the location where that file is written to, is highly configurable as well. It could be a local path, so an absolute path on a user's machine. It could be a network path, a UNC path, a MAC drive. And we also now have the ability to output our bank file via an SFTP channel. So where the bank supports SFTP direct upload, then B4B can open that channel through a native SFTP client and then push that bank file directly into the banking platform. So a very simple process to validate payments and create our bank file. The final step, therefore, would be to upload that bank file into the banking platform if a manual upload is required, where those transactions will be presented to the final approvers for review, approval, and then execution of the funds transfer. Once those payments have cleared, we can then consider the use of the remittance function within B4B. So here we can see my latest batch that we've just processed. So here these transactions, these 10 supplier payments now are effectively ready to be remitted. We can see the remittance function again has some default options. This is fully configurable and we can override the defaults. And really this is simplicity. We simply select all and send email where the supplier has an email address, of course. B4B has a powerful report designer built in, so we can produce a custom remittance document based on your organization's needs. And here's an example remittance that's provided with B4B, showing the detail that needs to be sent out to the beneficiary. So obviously who the payment has come from, where we've paid that to, the account number we've paid. We've got some account masking here as well, and then the actual invoice details that have been settled as well. So making that payment to our supplier via an electronic bank payment, and also then notifying of the payment that's been made and the details of that payment via an emailed remittance document. Okay, so let's just run through that again. This time I'm going to use a different payment profile. I'm going to use my Euro SEPA payment profile. And again, I've already reviewed my payment proposal, so we're going to go ahead and post these transactions. Okay, and I'll just update my run date for my reference. Okay, and we'll go ahead and post those transactions. So Journal 229 was posted, and Sun Systems is now rendering my payment run report. And here's the payment run listing, showing us the euro payments that have been settled as part of this payment run. And again, if I come down to the bottom of this report, we'll see the totals. So 10 suppliers were paid, a total of 30,000 euros. So from here, we'll go directly into B4B. So let's launch B4B. And I'm going to validate the batch of payments. So here's my euro payment batch in B4B ready for processing. So we'll validate that batch. We can review our payment summary to see what B4B is going to do with this batch of payments. And at a glance, we can see 10 supplier payments and a total base and transaction value down here. And then I can also preview the summary report. So saving this for format processing, we can see this time my payments have been successfully matched to bank details that have been maintained within my European SEPA format. So our format code here is EUSCT. I've got a number of formats against PK1, and we're using our Barclays.net local domestic format for our standard GBP payments, and then for all euro payments, we're mapping those payments into our European SEPA format where we have the bank details for our suppliers. So we'll save for format processing. That's cleared out my validate payment grid, and we can see here those payments were successfully saved into the European SEPA format. So now I can change format that I'm working in. Let's select our EUSCT format, and then we're going to create a bank file. This time we're going to create a SEPA file. It's an XML schema, and we're going to apply PGP encryption at the point of file creation. So not only can we output the file to a secure location via an SFTP process, we can also encrypt the bank file using PGP encryption where the bank supports the upload of an encrypted bank file. So some default runtime parameters again, some other specific options here for this European SEPA format. So format specific runtime parameters that we can then control, and then finally create our output file, create the bank format file. So file created, our final payment report, and here we can see again the suppliers that we're paying, the invoice numbers, and in this case the IBAN and the SWIFT that we're paying these euro payments to, and down here our total amount. And again, this was output directly to an SFTP channel where that file is nice and secure and potentially submitted directly to your banking platform. Onto the remittance. We have a new batch sitting here in the remittance options, and again we can preview that remittance, showing us the details of those euro invoices that have been settled. Given our extensive knowledge and years of experience in global banking requirements, and as we've just seen during the demonstration, B4B offers a range of features to ensure the security and efficiency of your banking operations. With secure synchronization of reference data, PGP encryption, and a security matrix to assist in fraud prevention, you can trust that your transactions are protected. Our platform also includes audit control and detailed reports for added transparency, and by eliminating the need to make manual bank payments, we reduce the risk of errors and fraud. Finally, with the addition of a secure file transfer process, you can securely transmit your bank files directly to your banking platform, completely eliminating any point of exposure. To learn more about B4B and our other software solutions, please visit our website at professionaladvantage.co.uk or contact one of our team if you would like to discuss how our products can help your business achieve more. We're here to help you streamline your operations and reach your full potential. So let's talk.